Admiral Zhang stood on the bridge of the EFS Indomitable, Earth's flagship, a slight smirk playing at the corners of her mouth. The holographic display before her showed the approaching Crucian armada, 12 dreadnoughts, 36 cruisers, and countless smaller vessels, the pride of the self-proclaimed Eternal Galactic Empire. "They've sent a transmission, Admiral," Lieutenant Okafor said, his fingers dancing across the control panel. "Emperor Vrazak demands our immediate surrender." A ripple of laughter spread across the bridge. Even the typically stoic tactical officer, Commander Reynolds, couldn't suppress a chuckle. "Put it through," Zhang ordered, straightening her uniform. "Let's hear what the mighty Emperor has to say." The hologram shifted, revealing a tall, purple-skinned alien adorned with elaborate ceremonial armor and a crown that seemed comically oversized for his narrow head. "Humans of Earth," Emperor Vrazak began, his voice dripping with condescension. "Your primitive species has been allowed to expand unchecked for too long. The Eternal Galactic Empire will no longer tolerate your presence in sectors clearly marked for our expansion. Surrender your fleet and colonies immediately, or face annihilation." Admiral Zhang glanced at her second-in-command, who was covering his mouth to stifle his laughter. "Emperor Vrazak," Zhang replied with practiced diplomatic politeness, "we respectfully decline your generous offer. Perhaps you should consult your historical archives regarding previous attempts to subjugate Earth." The Emperor's face contorted with rage. "You dare mock the Eternal Empire? Our ships will blot out your sun. Our weapons will." Zhang cut the transmission with a casual flick of her wrist. "Tactical, what's our current force assessment?" Commander Reynolds straightened. "We have the Indomitable +5 Aurora-class destroyers, Admiral. The Crucians have deployed their entire Third Fleet." "They sent only the Third Fleet." Zhang raised an eyebrow. "I'm almost insulted. Should we call for reinforcements?" Lieutenant Okafor asked. Zhang shook her head. "For this? Hardly worth disturbing the rest of the fleet on their Sunday." The truth was, humanity had survived first contact by the skin of their teeth nearly a century ago. That harsh lesson had transformed Earth's approach to space. While other species evolved their warships through incremental improvements, humanity had revolutionized space combat again and again. The Crucians, for all their imperial bluster, were using essentially the same technology they'd been using for the last 3 centuries. "Deploy the swarm," Zhang ordered calmly. From the 6 Earth vessels, thousands of autonomous drones erupted like metallic hornets, each barely larger than an ancient fighter jet, but carrying weaponry that could cripple a cruiser. The Crucian fleet, still maintaining their perfect formation, began firing their main cannons. Massive energy blasts hurtled through space, impressive, destructive, and hopelessly slow against the human ship's predictive evasion systems. "They're still using directed energy weapons," Commander Reynolds observed with something approaching pity. "No point defense against the swarm either." The drones reached the Crucian fleet and began their work. Like surgeons, they targeted propulsion systems, weapons arrays, and communication nodes. They didn't destroy the ships. There was no need for that level of brutality. Within 15 minutes, the feared Third Fleet of the Eternal Galactic Empire hung dead in space, disabled but intact. "Open a channel to Emperor Vrazak," Zhang ordered. The Emperor's face appeared again, now pale lavender with rage and fear. "Your fleet has been disabled," Zhang said matter-of-factly. "Your crews are unharmed. We will tow your vessels to the nearest Crucian outpost. Consider this a practical demonstration of why the Eternal Empire might benefit from peaceful relations with Earth." This is impossible," Vrazak sputtered. "Our intelligence indicated." "Your intelligence is outdated," Zhang interrupted. "A common problem with Eternal Empires, I'm afraid. They tend to stagnate." She rose from her command chair, hands clasped behind her back. "When you return to your throne world, Emperor Vrazak, deliver this message. humanity has no interest in conquest or subjugation. We desire trade, cultural exchange, and peaceful coexistence. But we will not be threatened. Zhang allowed herself a genuine smile. We're sending over our diplomatic package, along with technical specifications for an upgraded shield system. Consider it a goodwill gesture. Perhaps next time, we can meet over negotiations, rather than battle lines. As the transmission ended, Lieutenant Okafor turned to the Admiral. Do you think they'll actually pursue peaceful relations now? Zhang nodded. They will. The Krashans respect strength above all else. Today, they learned something crucial about humanity. What's that, Admiral? That we're strong enough not to need their destruction to prove it.